this is your reading on your life purpose. So we're going to look at the energy of your life purpose, and from there we're going to delineate exactly why your soul came to Earth, your reasons for being here, and everything that you would want to know about why your soul decided to come here. So the first card we have is the Fox. Hi, Rena. The second card we have is the Comet. The third card we have is the Seven of Pentacles. The fourth card we have is the Eight of Swords. And then we have Ranunculus. That's the kind of flower it is, which its keyword is dazzling charm. And then we have the Panther. We have the Mentor. We have Judgment. And we have Death. Okay. Your soul definitely had some lessons they wanted to learn on Earth. The first core lesson I'm seeing here is that part of your life's purpose was to form a very solid relationship with yourself. Spirit's immediately taking me to your childhood, and that you might have had difficult relationships with parental figures, and also just with different authority teachers in your life growing up. And your purpose on an internal level was to be a reliable person to yourself and be authentic to who you are, and not let any of the difficulties that stood in your way change your spirit. And if anything, they made you be able to look at the big picture of a situation rather than getting too caught up in the minute details. You are definitely a big picture thinker. And I'm seeing that a lot of your childhood and early young adult life had to do with perseverance and persevering against limiting beliefs that you were surrounded by in your growing up environment, as well as limiting beliefs that you had about yourself. And I'm seeing that you really were this beautiful light, and people around you might have made you feel like you weren't. And your soul's purpose in this is you gaining the strength to realize you are this light, and what anyone says is not your reality. And I see that you, by going through these things, you really develop a sense of humor. And I'm seeing that you're really sarcastic and have a dry sense of humor. And I think you can even see the humor in your limiting thoughts and beliefs, and see the humor in how you hold yourself back, because you can look at the big picture of Earth and the reality you're in and be like, this is all absurd that we're doing this Earth thing anyway, and I might as well have a perspective on it that this is more I might as well have a perspective that is more fun. I'm seeing that part of your soul's path was really your soul wanted to experience a really strong evolution of character. Like you're definitely the kind of person who grew through what you went through, and you really are good with people. Even if you're introverted, you are very good at knowing what people respond to and what people need to hear. you give a lot to the people around you, and you have this magical presence to you. And this is because you've worked so hard on your insides, and it's reflected in your outsides. And your life purpose was to entertain and bring light to other people, because you figured out how to bring light to yourself in amidst darkness. And Spirit's really saying that the dark can't exist without the light, or the light can't exist without the dark. And so one of the things about coming to Earth and experiencing these lessons on Earth is that you're going to experience these hard times so that the good times are earned on a soul level. And you choose what perspective you have on this. If you laugh at it, if you laugh at the utter chaos of life and just that things are how they are, or you can have the perspective where you are angry at life for teaching you these lessons. This is really going to show that, like, your perspective makes your reality. And I'm seeing that when you struggle to find gratitude in your life or be happy, it's because you're missing connection in your life. Your life, one of your main soul purposes was to find connection and deep soul friendships and relationships. And if you were wondering what some of your greatest assets are, they're definitely your humor, and you're a very charming person when you want to be, and you have an ethereal presence to you. And a lot of your assets also are being able to withstand transformation. You've definitely gone through a lot of periods where you're transformed out of the environment you were in, and you went from one cycle to the next, and they were kind of clear-cut changes in your life where, like, you moved from one city to the other, or you graduated from one school and went to another school and you didn't. And it kind of feels like these packages of, like, these envelopes that are sealed and sent off. Like, you don't really deal with them, like the past, after you've moved on to the next chapter. And I think you're really able to see part of your soul's purpose is to help other people see destructive patterns in their life and how they can rise above it. And I think that a reason you're so good at this is because I think you had mentor figures or people who were authority figures when you were young who didn't operate in a productive way. And I think they were really rigid in their beliefs and didn't teach you in a healthy way. And I think that because you experienced that, you have passion towards helping give people advice and being this wise mentor figure who has this humility. And I see that you're a lifelong learner. And I'm seeing that a way that you can get out of negative thought processes is also to do selfless service, do some volunteer work. That's a way for you to really come back to center yourself in your soul. Your soul's purpose was to experience a lot. Your soul wanted to come here and experience change and also experience the gifts of good karma. I'm seeing that you really act in a caring way, and you have a very caring spirit and a generous spirit. And the sun shines down on you in gratitude. And I'm seeing that there are moments in your life that you realize that God's really pouring down, like, love and abundance onto you in, like, all forms. And I think that's something your soul really wanted to experience, was that on a physical level. And I think you have with this comic card, you have a very, like, good presence in crowds and around people. And I think your soul also wanted to experience the feeling of having this wider perspective than others in a room and an ability to see things in a perceptive way. And there's something like cunning about you, and your soul wanted to experience this. And also show you that your strength of character comes through the hard times you went through. And you're meant to heal those and trust that these changes, while they're difficult, they lead to good. And I think your perspective is one of it all worked out in the end, because the fact that you help people through times of transformation where they might feel like the world's ending, and you're like, no, this will work out in your highest good in the end. Just trust in your wings. Like, it's like a bird leaving its nest for the first time. Like, trust in your wings. You've got it. And you're like that mentor to people who are taking that step as well. And you're showing them that endings lead to new beginnings. And like, the things that happen to them are often blessings in disguise. So it's almost as though you're meant to be this leader of truth based on what you went through. And I can see that these limiting beliefs, these difficulties when you were younger, were very difficult to go through. But a teacher can't teach without experience. And your perseverance was very much worth it. And yeah, I just see that you really have a distinct, original, like, soul imprint on this world. I see that you don't follow the status quo. You march to the beat of your own drum, and you've learned to do that through the experiences you've been through. And your soul is excited for what's to come, because I see that you're making really a strong imprint on this world through the work you do and how you help other people. It's really a ripple effect of the work you do. Like, you might help one person and they go on to do the same thing, and it's just like the waves of the ocean coming in. You're really connected to nature. And yeah, I see significant partnerships are also what your soul came here for. And really just to laugh with people and enjoy being in a body and going through these lessons. Because, I mean, Earth School is tough, but the blessings and the feelings of making strides in your progress, like in your life, it's really beautiful. Like, there's low lows and high highs. And I think your soul really wanted to experience that. And also, I think your soul is of the mind that because you can reincarnate, because you can experience different things, because time doesn't work in the same way it works here, they're like, oh, this life is just a beautiful one I can experience, and I can experience more if I want to too. Like, I think your soul is just like wanting to do this for fun. Like, your soul has a thing of like, this is meant to be enjoyed. Like, don't take this too seriously. Enjoy your life and own your power, because we came in here like very powerful. Your soul's saying. Your soul's also saying that they wanted the arc of you having to persevere through difficulties in childhood to make you a very confident person and someone who is very powerful and looked up to. It was because of that difficulty that you got here. And that's why I think also, like, by seeing how everything led from point A to point B to point C, how everything is interconnected, that's also how you have this big picture mentality where you look at the big picture and don't get caught up in the drama of life. Like, you're able to create space between you and the things that are happening to you, and you're able to see it from different perspectives and not let rigidity and narrow-mindedness affect your experience of life. So yeah, okay, we're going to look at more tarot cards just for more information on why your soul chose to come to Earth and what your life purpose is. And then, yeah, we will see what else needs to be said. So why did their soul come to Earth? What is their life purpose? Oh, too many. Okay. We have death on the back of the deck again. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles. That also is there. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Magician. The Ten of Cups. And the Fool. Wow. So your soul came here to really see how far and how powerful you could be on an internal level and external level. When things aren't fully satisfying to you or satisfying to your soul, I can see that your soul makes changes and like brings you into new situations so that you can find what truly fulfills you. I'm seeing that you are someone who in your lifetime is meant to create your own work, and I can see that you're a very humble person and you might do like a consistent job and be very responsible, but then all of a sudden you have this like brilliant idea and you work on that too, despite whatever other things you're doing, and you really like create a masterpiece. And I can see that your soul came here to create and to surprise yourself with what you're able to accomplish. There's a lot about surprising your human self with your own courage and your own innovation, and surprising yourself with, I feel like sometimes life feels mundane and then your life gets shaken up, because I can see that your soul's very beautiful, and it's almost wanting to teach your soul like to like really be able to understand like what goodness is. That's really interesting. I think your soul is seeing what goodness is and how it lies on a spectrum, and how what looks bad can end up being good, and how what's good still has some difficulty in it. Your soul's really come here to understand the complexities of life. Oh, I forgot to put out the oracle cards as well, so we'll look at those too. We have meditation brings answers, spirits to guide you, engineer, ability to give creative energy, practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas, morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook, separatio, and I am beautiful. Here, I'll take this. Okay. Wow. I have chills, honestly. I definitely think you've gone through some tough separations and tough endings that ended up leading to better, but they were really jarring to go through. And I really think your soul came here to create and show yourself your capabilities in creating. And Spirit's guiding you through everything you're going through. And I really just feel like you are a vehicle for Spirit to learn more about itself through the world, through Earth. And separations are what make this strength of Spirit. And I'm seeing that you might go through a period where you're not really working a job that you just feel like you're kind of in a repetitive routine or life. And this period is really meant to help you learn practicality so that you can build off of practicality with your creative energy and have a solid foundation for the work you do. And I see that sometimes when you go through these endings, you might feel like go into a crisis mode or go into grief. But whenever you see the beauty that comes from it, you really are able to have a positive outlook on change in your life and trust that change leads to better. Spirit's really wanting the best for you with like soul tribe members and soul family, and they're really bringing in what you deserve. And I see your soul really came here to have fun and enjoy these experiences and connect to spirit in a different way. Meditation is about creating space in your mind, and I really see that anytime you feel really caught up in the world and too close to the things that are going on in your life, you're meant to meditate. And really, Spirit's assuring you that they are always guiding you towards your next step. And a lot of beauty is coming in for you. And it all starts from within. You realizing your power, you realizing that new experiences give you the space to create new things, to realize that you are a divine being that is sacred and has this beautiful life to share and life force to give. I think your soul loves when its human incarnation realizes its sacredness and realizes its connection to the divine. Like, your soul loves to forget so that it can remember. It's like whenever people talk about, dang, like I wish I could watch that movie or read this book for the first time again, like how it felt that first time. That's how your soul's describing this. Your soul's also talking about how, oh, hi, Muna. In the 5D, there isn't separation. Everything you love, you're connected to. And separation is an experience in the physical plane. And it's something that souls want to experience, to explore, like the feeling of things leaving, because in the soul realm, things are very much interconnected, and that feeling isn't as drastic because your soul knows the truth that everything is connected. And the ego for humans makes things personal, makes things difficult, and it adds like a layer of substance to this experience. Your soul really wants you to realize that change and endings really lead to new beginnings and happiness, and not to be afraid of change. Because there might be a period that you're also scared of things changing and scared of security, and Spirit's saying you're always going to be secure. And you're going to have that solid foundation. And when you have that solid foundation, that's whenever you are going to create and do wildly awesome things with your life. Your soul also just came here to dance and to have fun and to celebrate life and to really enjoy life. And your soul came here to have a light perspective and just enjoy the moment-to-moment experience of even a new day. Like, just experience the feeling of being alive on Earth. And your soul's really excited for your human self to experience these things and see how your intentions and actions and your wisdom and perspective change your life. I think the more successful you get in the material realm, the more connected and humble you'll feel towards spirit. I really feel like whatever you create will be connected to the divine and you'll be co-creating it. And your life purpose is to come here and bridge the gap between the spiritual world and the human world and really like have fun on the material plane. And I'm really seeing that your soul has really high standards for the relationships around you. So if things aren't working, they'll leave your life. And I can see friendships ending and difficult relationships ending or changing because your soul's really showing you what emotional fulfillment looks like. So your spirit's saying everything that happens in your life contributes to your life purpose. So never feel like there's a stage of your life that isn't contributing to this beauty. And you're really meant to do powerful things in this life. And it all starts from within you and within your confidence. Hi, Muna. And trusting that, the more you build self-esteem in yourself, the stronger you'll be and the more you'll see this path unfold. And I think by realizing your interconnectedness to spirit, you'll feel that esteem, just that intrinsic worth in being part of the divine. So we're going to look at the celestial bodies cards for anything from the heavenly universe that might help you in your journey. So we have the second house and cardinal. Oh my gosh, this is so connected to everything. The second house is about experiencing life through your senses. And I really see that a big part of the reason your soul is here is just to enjoy life and not take things too seriously. That humor card came up and I really think that's relevant. You're just meant to enjoy this life and also raise in your confidence and create things that are meaningful and step up into a leadership position where you help other people see the beauty of life and what's truly important. So you're really meant to embrace your uniqueness and embrace what makes you feel good. But you're meant to figure out what long-term satisfaction looks like rather than instant gratification. And you're realizing that to change your external environment, you have to change your internal environment. And I just see a lot of passion in your life and you being passionate towards the things you do. And I'm hearing There's Nothing Holding Me Back by Shawn Mendes, which that's cute. So we're going to look at the ego cards just for any last information Spirit wants to give you. We have, I forgive myself for avoiding people and situations that may make me uncomfortable. I choose to believe that each time I give myself permission to change my mind and commit to a new way of showing up in the world, I allow myself to be moved to where the possibility of deeper comfort exists. Yeah, so I feel like maybe you have difficulty with boundaries between you and other people and creating boundaries and allowing just yourself to dictate your worth and value. And what Spirit's saying is you can find comfort even in the uncomfortable. Just by being comfortable in yourself, you'll find comfortability dealing with things that take you out of your comfort zone. You can find deeper comfort by changing your perspective and showing up in the world in a more self-loving way. This was beautiful. This is your life purpose. I feel incredibly blessed to read for you.